These were some of the best highlights from the 2024 LEC Upper Bracket Round 2 matchup between Fnatic and SK.
Especially using yesterday as an example with the Olaf as Isma doing a bit of invading topside. And a pause because remember, one of the best pairings of Renekton or vice versa, Sejuani as Oscarinin gets absolutely battered, is this duo in the top side that easily gets the proc, but mid shows us as well. Flash for flash, a little bit missed time, and Humanoid still in a bit of trouble. A Permafrost would take it, and as he finds it mid-air, first blood's given to SK as Razork's now in a bit of trouble himself. The flail comes out, he'll get a Permafrost, but he's burning down. Razork gets the trade, but Niski doesn't have any mana. Razork gets the roots down as well, and the burn enough. It's down to inches, the flash for flash. Niski is looking for one more.
Oh no!
The plants carry through, and Niski just... I'd be displeased as well. Dominant's going to be his top lane, and looks like Aragon playing solo queue, but let's find out how much further it goes. For Irrelevant under turret into Oscarinin, it's a knock up here. The Ornn hard to dive, but the damage is already out. Irrelevant is already out as well. It's as easy as that with a Sejuani by your side.
Yeah, walk on up with the Empowered, wait for the Rage, and just W him. You could chain CC, it's a simple one-shot.
Clean again. Hello, guess who showed up for another party? It's Razork top. He's now got 6 as well. The Stranglethorns is available. He doesn't have the red buff for the slow, but he has
Demolish proc and eventually whittle down this tower. At this point, versus the Bramble Vest, you're not going to get a kill threat, but now my eyes are on Isma. He has the item completion, and that slow on the Zeeks is going to help him run down someone. So I want to see him make a play on his next ultimate cooldown. He just dinged 6.
But meanwhile, in the early game, the flash forward, Jun is just trying to ramp it up. Tramples there. Auto attack to get the stun. He tanks it up for a little bit too long. Ends up being a trade, but remember, TP's not up, and Humanoid crashes waves fast. Pay attention and back away. Remembering top laners can't join in if anything happens down bot. Irrelevant further away from his TP. Oscarinin about 30-40 seconds, so there is an advantage here if Fnatic choose a fight. But for now, it's Humanoid who just goes airborne. Jun takes the damage. Here comes Isma, but the ult whips. He sidesteps. He doesn't have 6 to be tanky, so Isma will take it, but he takes the kill again. Unfortunately, no one from SK otherwise getting the resources until top. Pauses for the time being with Oscarinin getting low.
On the knock-up from the Rakan.
True.
So, yeah, great discipline from SK there, and one-shotting Jun.
Razork's gonna get caught here.
This is a fed Sejuani kill. The plants out, waiting for the Stranglethorns. Razork takes so much damage. The bases of Sejuani are broken as Niski gets turned on though. Razork almost finds a target, but he dies in the end. Okay, carry Sej time from Isma. Let's see it.
Nice pick from SK though. Razork was trying to see if the Void Grubs have been started by SK, but instead Isma waiting in behind, even at the push and top, so Relevant starts to move down river.
Point to what you're talking about with Fnatic is, I mean, we've got that front to back, right? We've got double AD carry with the Zyra as well as Jun setting up the engagement. Niski flashed away from the seismic shove it was as Fnatic are full committing. Razork sets up Humanoid, and this duo is back in game 1 with a vengeance to set up for a big lead.
Yeah, it's a nice play from Jun, and Razork here ganked down into the bot side to set up Humanoid for the kills as well. I'm getting a little bit concerned about SK right now, because I think you really want to convert this early game lead in terms of raw champion strength into Dragons and stacking up that early game lead. Fnatic outscaled. They have double AD carry plus an AP carry, like you said, with a much better front line. So I feel like the win condition of SK is slowly withering away a little bit.
Yeah, it's these little moments where you're getting caught out, and it's been Niski a couple of times now where he's just been in the wrong place, the wrong time, but it's giving the moment for Fnatic to try and slow down the pace of this game. At least the good news for them is that Irrelevant has done some good work on that top lane tower. They're now going to try and swap him down to the bottom side, but he's facing into this Tristana, which means he's not really going to be able to use that.
Razork face checking. I mean, maybe some of the issues we saw yesterday. Razork yesterday was criticized. He came back, but man, the start of the series was not good, and that was a bit of reminiscence.
What was that step forward from Razork? I wonder if he misclicked the floor when he was trying to click the ward to take it. I'd have to see that again, but it looked like he accidentally walked forward, which invited the engage.
Seismic shot though. I mean, Niski might have a chance, but will there be a return? Call the Forge God flashed away from, and Niski now just hit on by Humanoid. Oscar gets out with his flash, and Humanoid just comes in to save the day.
Niski just cannot get a break at all in this game.
He's actually half an item behind Humanoid, who not only has a CS lead of about 40, but a 2k gold lead as well. But Tristana, yet again, being relevant as Jun. You'd say he's caught out, but he's an Alistar. He holds his fort with Razork by his side as well. A good little tangle as ulti gets thrown out by Isma, but nothing else to say as it's too far over the wall.
Look at all this vision control. They're really strong siding Humanoid here to try and facilitate him into getting this first blood tower. That's an auto away now. All that vision, the plants, all the efforts of Fnatic there to encourage Humanoid to go forward and hit.
Beautiful trade from Noah, just battling it out with Rahel.
We're actually going to end up using this Rift Herald on the top side, so I think SK kind of realizing we don't really have enough map pressure to really be able to facilitate moving that in towards mid lane. Now Isma, lots of humanoid, but he should just be able to jump over this if needs be. Jun on the way as well, though.
Well, look at the teleport.
We're full committing, aren't we? I mean, but Oscar, only half HP. We'll see if that affects it. As called the Forge God is the Ram Jam from hell, but Isma gets on out. Weaver's walled down. Midway interrupted. Niski and having a great game. Andrew as the seismic shove gets him away, but the exhaust, enough with the phase rush. Fnatic can't find the kill, but hell, it was close.
He got very lucky with that Unravel Lure. Jun went for the headbutt pulverized combo, but got CC'd as he went over for the headbutt, so ends up getting knocked away. But that was dangerous from Niski. Did not have to take that ride, and I think very much regretted it the second he did.
I think he could have just gone to the left, you know, but maybe not. Maybe he felt the need to go through the river towards that dragon. Regardless, SK is going to pick up the first strike of the game. Very important towards that Drake stacking win condition with the early game comp. And
Irrelevant getting bot lane turret as well, so at least there was side lane pressure that worked out in the end. SK still have the gold lead as well, remember, folks, as top side, Humanoid was able to claw some of that back himself. He got solo turret gold again. Keep talking about him non-stop.
But I think that's the point, is that he is so far ahead, it's really difficult for Niski to try and deal with them. And if you end up trying to stick Irrelevant there, well, now you just melee versus range, and you just get to abuse that matchup even further. So I think this is where SK are really going to struggle coming into this mid game, is how do they try and play off of their lane advantages. Now, at the moment, the Tristana just resets, so they're just going to overload in mid lane. But as soon as they get this, they need to start playing off of Rahel's push in mid to play over to try and diminish the impact that Humanoid is having on these side lanes.
Lots of funneling coming in right now. You see Humanoid farming up those Krugs as well. They really want to. So if you had pressure down bot side, they ever overcommit numbers, SK down in the bot lane. That's a really quick Nash for Fnatic.
And it's a really nice angle from Jun. Seismic Shove dodged away from him. He's trying to play with them for a little while. Might have to burn the ulti. Interrupted. Jun now isolated from the rest of Fnatic, and we saw a TP come up. I mean, Irrelevant joins in, and SK with a pick that might open them up and set them up for Baron.
And this is what I was talking about. SK playing off of mid-prio into being able to move quicker, find the pick. Jun's overextended. Razork is missed, though.
Yeah, but I mean, Razork's ulti comes through with the two-man knock-up. He's in the perfect place at the perfect time, and Humanoid's damage. His gold's starting to come in mega handy. Irrelevant flashes away as the feathers also fly from Rahel, and Humanoid thinks of another idea as SK's Baron is thwarted.
Isma needed to hit that ultimate, but that being down, Razork's able to play it back, and now you've got a mid-push that Fnatic are able to play off to get mid-tower, and you're just scrambling to try and protect your top side, which even Humanoid has been able to take some of these camps.
Yeah, I'd love to see in that engage again how many autos Rahel was able to get off in that fight, because it felt like he was too short range to be able to potentially hit through that corridor in the Baron area. I feel like Rahel on this Xayah is having a lot of issues.
The core problem of you're not getting past Oscar in to get access to a lot of these tanks, and you just have more carries on the side of Fnatic.
I'm also hearing range a lot influence in that conversation too. I like it. 2 items for Rahel. We'll keep track at the very least to see if there's any influence as SK try and group up towards mid. It's been a bit of a messy game. There's been missteps from people like Razork, from Niski, you know, even from Jun on the other side. But now things are heating up with good picks. I just talked about him. Jun is having a rough one, but Noah isn't. He comes in, he cleans up, and his killer instinct is sharp. Jun is saved by his 80 carry, and Fnatic pick off regardless.
He needs to be careful of these unraveled earths,
like parity, but the spike for SK right now in terms of composition is really strong right now. The first target they CC with the layering of the Rakan ultimate as well, it should blow up unless it's Oscar in it.
Well, trying to steal that. That's Isma. He runs on in. I mean, I'm going to talk about good games so far, but as he gets knocked on up here in our round 2 of playoffs, SK are in a bit of trouble in their first game. Paul the Forge God flew through. Isma survives, but Dragon goes down to Fnatic.
Man, it feels like the entire way through this game, all I've watched is Luan using his ultimate to save SK after they fumbled a play, whether it was like Isma having missed his ultimate, or there you can see where you're overextending the play. It's just like, you're not getting there just constantly going, hey, Humanoid is a problem, just let Humanoid be a problem. Like, just stick him there in the side lane. We already said Irrelevant can't deal with him, so we constantly get pushed, we're opening up plays, and now you're engaging onto tanks.
I mean, yeah, not it. Not it whatsoever. Supports with a rough game 1, and as Luan gets caught out now, numbers disadvantage as Humanoid in the side lane. Maybe Irrelevant brings that on back, but we're waiting for the leap strike, or at least a leap away. He gets ulted, but Irrelevant has the flash available. I want to see what happens. Ignore the Baron. Let me see fun. They disengage for the time being, so maybe not relevant. As fun joke aside, 4K, 3K. Fnatic disengage SK. Baron goes down. And not even a pick onto Humanoid comes true for SK in game 1.
Great Baron for Fnatic here, down in the bot side with that 1v1. The Steric shield hadn't popped yet, so Irrelevant rather, would never have died in that scenario.
Might be dead. There's a flash away over the wall, but he too will survive. Like, Humanoid and Razork don't feel as synced up. Like, Humanoid hasn't been as much of a star. He's been historically too. He's a bit up and down. Bro, he's a 320 to 190 CS in this game one.
Yeah, and he's having a fantastic performance, but you're kind of talking about the individual performers on Fnatic. Well, SK's kind of relied on that, but the problem with this draft is you just don't really have someone where you can go, yes, that's the person that we're looking at to have that pop-off moment right now. Xayah can't really carry this game. Talia can't, and Irrelevance on a Renekton that just is starting to become less and less relevant in this game.
How do we talk about bottom chai when we can't see bottom pop off? I mean, this first game, it's been rough for Rahel. He's got a good KDA, but all he can do is farm and watch as Fnatic now siege with this Baron in multiple lanes. Top, now mid, both at half HP for the inners.
Yeah, I think Fnatic have done a really good job in the siege, kind of mismatching the wave crashes a little bit, but in general also playing well around Humanoid.
Well, Jun actually pulls it on his back. The quickness comes through. A flash
the
over.
damage.
The Strangle Thorns were nuts from Razork. It's a two-man call. The Forge God from Oscar as Humanoid won't jump on that one, but it opens up Fnatic to keep charging on in for SK's game.
The base is going to be cracked open here. A minute left on that Red Bull Baron power play, and they want to take at least the top side as well. You can see Oscar in trying to get the bot pushed in as well. I think you should be able to defend that as SK, but this is still the base in tatters.
20 seconds on to Niski. He does have TP if they manage to chase for this long, if they slow chase it.
Still going. I mean, Luon jumps in, but he's just getting shredded. Noah has the time of his life, and while Irrelevant tries to have a field day, unfortunately the bus is leaving. He's got to go. Jun with the flash at no HP. He doesn't get hit by the quivers. In the end, a flash searing charge on the cards as Isma now at no HP either. Razork's crushed through bot. Rahel's one shot away. Oscar cares not. And Fnatic, it went from nothing to something real damn fast, as it feels like the comps here are at play, with Humanoid dying in the end, but Fnatic having this game in the palm of their hands.
Yeah, I mean, that's all three inhibitors down. SK going to chase. Niski wants to get the flick back. Razork trying to keep it at bay. Isma needs to get in towards this fight, though. Doesn't have the ultimate available.
I mean, it's a nice sidestep, but he just gets smited down for a kill. Here's Irrelevant as it gets a little bit sloppy, Joe. With Isma chasing, Stranglethorn's out for a zone. Razork now out of mana, has enough for a Stranglethorn though, and gets three people cleaned up as Noah does it, and now flashes away. Irrelevant wants this as Luon's there, but the Oscar and searing charge to bring this in, and it's just skill checking, isn't it? Irrelevant's trying, Dominus is now back up, but the second
Look at the base.
passive. Look at him, I don't care about the base. I want to see Noah pop off.
Noah!
I want to see him kill them all. Everyone's hoping Fnatic are going to be stepping up big this split, this summer playoffs. And after game one, it took a little while to get that feeling, but hey, eventually we'll know that Fnatic are taking this one out.
The TP's coming down, it's not over yet, is it?
Fight more, kill them all. Luon runs through his life, but Humanoid wants some of that action, and bro, you know, Noah just takes that, he puts it in a highlight reel for sure.
Noah coming into this game was saying that Fnatic have not lost the best of series to SK, that he was going to stomp Rahel and Luon, that he and Jun were the best bot lane in the LEC, and honestly, he's putting on a magnificent performance to try and prove that point here.
Even when Jun has had some whoopsies in the game, right? Like, and then he comes back and has this crazy flash on no HP with a pulverize. But yeah, Noah's story is great because ridiculed at MSI, it has been a growing experience for him in summer to get back to that point of power and being a top bot laner of the league.
It's been about trying to find that confidence, and Noah has that in leaps and bounds at this stage, and it's great to see his performance shining as a result. Jun going forward has Humanoid and Razork right behind him. Fnatic, they see blood in the water. They want to end this here.
SK have to pull the trigger soon, otherwise they're going to have 6 super minions pouring into the base every 30 seconds. They try to, and Jun goes in.
Well, they say in England it's coming home, and for Fnatic for game number 1 with a searing charge out to boot. Oscar, he's not going to find it, by the way, but Noah will. Killer Instinct in the back line, and Rahel, who's had a quiet game, who hasn't been able to do anything, gets jumped on by Humanoid, rooted down in the end, but Luon can't finish the job either. Now a bare Nexus, a triple to end it, and Fnatic playing with their food here, while SK have to sit and watch and wait for dessert.
The rumors of Fnatic play through that, because that's one of the big things about Tristan is you can always go for something like the Hail of Blades if you want to go hyper aggressive, but even something like a press the attack still works very well with jumping in, having the combo, getting that CC, with being able to get control over the top half for Isma to get these first Void grubs. But now Jun He's in a
Back
bit of
again.
an odd spot.
And he just burnt the flash. I mean, the all-in's going to be great. He gets a knock up here, but Rahel's got the damage to follow through the ignite as Razork thinks about going over, but he's on a ward as Nisqy joins in without ulti.
You can see them playing human ward here, watching out the cross map on the other side, potentially trying to contest it as a dive comes in topside as well.
Aragon turns into a dive, doesn't it? I know you want to get excited about top lane, but it pauses for the time being. Observers playing towards your strength as Nisqy just takes a trade with the seismic shove. Humanoid's run out of mana though. Nisqy doesn't have TP, so as he gets poked down, he's going to stay for the end of this minion wave. But again, no TP once that clears.
Humanoid popped the biscuit, really wanted to get that mana so he could maybe try and force something onto Nisqy, but Isma now here to cover. Will probably just be there in case Nisqy gets caught and can pop a heal.
Rumble Surge is nice. Whee!
Yeah, Oscarinen's lane state is really bad right now. He has no teleport, he can't get back to lane, he wants to reset because of the threat of the dive. I was wondering...
needing to move top with Jun closely behind.
You on here, Arjun here, and the fact you've got
the army.
Oh, he went forward.
He did, he's trying to maybe clear the way, but into the ulti, Razork predicts a slice and dice back. That was clean.
You dash upwards because that's the way Oscarin is going to run if he wants to disengage, and you can run him down a long way. But the three-man squad is there. They capitalize. Razork lands the Sejuani ulti like he's been doing all weekend long.
Yeah.
And they punish Irrelevant.
Nisqy coming in here. He's got flashed on top. I'm not sure what he's hoping to achieve. Maybe with Isma, we get that question answered. All in, the Cougar pounces. Luan comes in as well. There's a flash received as Isma gets a smite, gets Oscarinen, and he ain't stopping. I've been criticizing this jungler, but he's playing Nidalee like he's Canyon possessed. Humanoid running for his life. SK now with Nisqy at half HP can run down Humanoid as well. He'll stand on top of the moves up. He's going to help with demolition. Just like that, Oscar has to stand here and watch his turret go down.
So split out, you have 4 grubs to 2 as the sweep goes in.
Full all on in, the dominance is there, leap strike out, but the slice and dice follows suit. It's a good counter strike to buy him time, but enough damage there with range indeed. Irrelevant finds the kill and now finds some extra damage. Now moving with 4 grubs on an inner turret top.
Yeah, it's a grub diff, but on the other side, you're going to get the dragon as well. But regardless, the damage up top side is not going to match the damage down bot side. You're going to get tier 2 up top versus the tier 1 down bot. The gold diff is huge.
You guys wanted to see this move. I think this comp is now moving
well,
with a lot of...
SK, they're going to lose this bot lane tower, but not for free.
You can see Rahel wasn't really sure what he's supposed to be doing there. Left mid, moved over to take red buff. Wasn't sure if she should have come down onto the bottom side to help out, or if he wanted to take red and then move back mid. But at least that mid push that he secured will guarantee this Rift Herald. In theory, Razork a little bit late to the party. We'll have to flash back in.
I mean, I love the attempt. I'm not going to lie. I don't care that he flashed, or maybe he should, but at least that influences meters. Herald's going to be dropped immediately by Isma. 3 members of SK looking to open up the outer turret. Jun is stopping that, and Razork now flies on over, remembering that his ult is available, but the flash is not. Charge comes through. It's not enough in the end. They're still trying to greed for it a little bit, but that's going to have to be KT fraud.
KT fraud.
Yeah. Oh, no. I shouldn't have said it. She's going to absolutely hate that. I tell you what, there's
I wonder
only...
what the chat looks like right now.
Yeah, only so long until we get that in game, maybe. Would be I don't know. Why not? We'll be like, yeah, throw it in. She gets a revenue share, maybe worth it, I don't know. Look, at least for Fnatic, as they pay homage to their old teams, they're going to pay homage to how much they want to close in on SK here in the series. It's a good interrupt, but Luan might be isolated because there's no turret there, and Nisqy gets flashed on. Oscarinen dodges the wall and just starts walloping. Nisqy in a lot of trouble. He gets help from his support in the end, and Oscar will not drop down. You can see it's a turret trade, but Fnatic are not stopping. Isma's pouncing away. Razork can tank it through, and even Jun will not care in the end as Rahel has to optimize for the turrets because it went so badly for SK down bot.
It's a nice play down bot side from Fnatic with a TP flank on the bot side. It's extended.
It's not an Oscar might be dead here. Is it an execute?
It's an
I
execute.
think, yeah. Wait. Yeah, it's enough time, so that's not too bad. It just depends on what happens towards mid because the ulti comes through. Rahel gets dove back in on. Humanoid gets a kill, double TP from SK. We knew these teams were bloody, and they don't disappoint. Irrelevant comes in to claw back some gold over to SK, and chasing down Noah without an ulti seems a bit too hard, especially without the flash available as Jun comes towards mid, but SK off that TP might be able to regain control over mid.
And the thing is, we keep getting fights back to back to back to back because there's Hextech portals as well, so if you die, you just spawn and come
Looks
join.
like they don't want to let him.
Fnatic in a decent position. Jun off on the flank, has the ult available. So trying to see if he can get onto it. He hasn't been spotted. There's no vision for SK.
No flash, but no problem. Quickness, knock up, and there's a knock through. Oscarina now rolling in, but he's not part of the story. Niski's ult only separates Razork as Noah is just autoing the dragon, but in the meanwhile, Rahel's trying to carry. Irrelevant now joins in, and you're hoping a Renekton can bring the fight back, but it's too late. Razork will drop one down. That's great, but as he runs for his life, Fnatic have taken the third dragon. They've taken the fight, and SK out of all sorts there, being split apart.
Yeah, Fnatic pull the trigger as they run down Irrelevant here. I was looking at Humanoid potentially. I think he should be out here potentially as the move speed from Black Cleaver.
No.
Oh wait, no, he's on the other side of the map.
Oh, big shutdown as well, going over to Noah.
But as I was saying, I was looking at Humanoid to pull.
They got scaling elements, guys, but they need a bit more time, especially on someone like Niski.
Yeah, you still have the front to back of the double carries in the backline with the Azir and the Tristana, and Nidalee doesn't fall off as hard as people
Fnatic
say.
side of the map, because you always have Razork who's in great position. Jun can engage at any time and might be doing so right now.
Setups have been good. Weaver's War going to fly through as well. Razork nails the ulti, but onto Irrelevant won't mean too much as Luon goes into his epic cow phase, and Fnatic just trying to whittle him down. For the meantime, the poke is good, but here's the response play. Irrelevant is taking on the world in front of everyone. His dominance helps out, but the heal's not enough. Noah survives as he all in onto Oscarina and will mean nothing as well. He flashes, he bonks, and he doubles up. Now for Niski, he flashes too, but as he jumps away, I mean, SK are hobbling in this game too.
Irrelevant tries to save the play. A beautiful engagement from Fnatic from Razork landing and starting it off with Jun as well running at him. Irrelevant tries to save it with the dominance and going in and queuing. He lives a long time, but in the end, Rahel doesn't have the damage to take down Oscar, and it's a Fnatic favorite play into a Baron.
Fnatic are the rest of SK on the top side.
I mean, it is a shame. As we said, you know, the earlier maybe not enough. I think for SK, the adaptation was at least nice to see, but Fnatic macro has been talked about here, how Fnatic have been setting up through, you know, Razork this game from Humanoid as well.
And I think it's really interesting when you look at the game yesterday, we were criticizing Razork for overextending on the Sejuani, not working with Humanoid on this Dalia. This time around it's been great, and Oscarina might have found Niski, and here comes the Sejuani.
He's not having a day of it, is he? I mean, Razork going to fly on top, Oscar's just going to get a free counter-strike, and it's the wrong game, but the right way to play it.
Yeah, SK are trying to salvage it. They're TPing in from behind.
Trying for Noah, Rahel flashes on top. They are desperate here, SK, as the ulti at least slows down in the AoE. Jun is behind, quickness comes through. They're going to take a mismatch fight until Humanoid flies on in. He just deletes Rahel, and Fnatic now get to play a front to back. This crocodile is going back to the zoo. Noah's cleaning house, and man, we had this big discussion over Rahel and Luon, but Noah and Jun were here first.
I think it's Crocodile done. There is no D in this one. Fnatic are absolutely tearing through everyone in SK. SK tried desperately to make something happen when they saw Fnatic on that bottom side, but again, the collapse is too strong. Oscarina now in a great spot to keep on pushing. They'll get the last of these outer turrets down as these waves start to collapse on through. And even you can see where Noah is. He's just picking up a free soul.
Yeah, it does feel like SK, they don't have a clear plan, and everything they do is in response to try and save a play or panic to try and
take it every day of the week.
That was one of the plays of all time.
Yeah, that was great. Let's do it again. I mean, Elder's coming up in 5 minutes. Let's wait for then. I love Elder flips as SK in the choke and trying to find Fnatic with the ult from Razork slows it down. I think this could be terrible. Oscarina on a flank. He's got Counter-Strike. The Niski ult comes out, but Fnatic will do it better here. A seismic shove back. Noah's now joined in. Remember, SK had numbers there. They're running forward, and they are feeling the Warriors' bloodlust like it's Season 10. Rahel runs back with nowhere to go, and Fnatic have showed up massive in the second round of Summer Playoffs.
We asked if SK would show up in playoffs. Against Fnatic, it has not been the case, but Fnatic, they have come alive. This team is a well-oiled machine. They are bearing down on SK, shutting them down at every opportunity, and just like that, they may have found the 2-0 to push them to our upper bracket semi-finals.
Fnatic, they cover off the only play that SK have, which is to send a bunch of numbers down bot side, try and make a pick, because at this point, Oscarina and Raid boss, they need all 5. And now Fnatic looking to end this game.
It's just crazy. This series doesn't look close. There's been some moments, sure, in this game, in the early game. It was competitive from SK, but it has just felt like it's Fnatic's world. Medic would say, I feel like we're living in it. It's the defense from SK. Remember, they're not out. They'll go into the lower bracket, but for Fnatic, a clean 2-0 on the cards. All it takes is a final push. Triple inhibitor down. Oscar and dealing with bot, and the dive from Jun underneath turret. The flip back irrelevant. Meant to be one of the tankiest units in the game for SK, but no longer. Noah flies through, and they're picking apart the pieces. SK are distraught. They're sent back, but Fnatic have got a date with their destiny. Yeah, they're already in season finals, we know, but they want to go further. The road to the championship.
These were some of the best highlights from the upper bracket round 2 of the LEC Playoffs 2024 matchup between Fnatic and SK. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.